Welcome to another presentation by Projectors 2. Today we will be discussing the topic of risk in a project and how to go about managing it. To plan for risk, you first need to hold a meeting with everyone involved to discuss possible risks and decide on how they will be handled. This will allow for allocations of cost, time, and effort that may be needed for resolution to be considered in scheduling. The resulting plan will include topics such as definitions of risk probability, impact, as well as contingency planning to deal with the issue and the roles and responsibilities of those involved.
Identify risks. This step allows the project group to separate the impactful risks from the less impactful ones so that they know what characteristics to look out for. Once initial risks have been identified, there will need to be documentation reviews since new risks will arise as the project develops further. These possible risks and resolutions are then logged into the risk register, which is continuously updated as the project progresses.
Perform qualitative risk analysis. Enraging risk becomes extremely vital when dealing with risk management. This process assesses the priority of the risks by looking at the probability of occurrence, the overall impact, and the time frame to respond. Qualitative risk analysis tends to be the most time-effective cost way to go about doing things, because it looks at the overall quality of the initial assessment and information gathered.
Perform quantitative risk analysis. Once the high-priority risks have been decided upon, the project group must then process them numerically using quantitative risk analysis. This will, in essence, analyze the effect of the potential risk events if they were to occur. Such a process can be highly beneficial as it can apply the numerical denotation to either the risk itself or the resulting aftermath of the risk taking place and how that would affect the project.
Plan risk responses. Risk planning is the process of developing transitions or actions that may reduce the overall likelihood of a particular risk taking place. It combines both qualitative and quantitative risk analysis methods to create a truer version of what the possible paths of risk avoidance are. This is done by identifying and assigning the agreed-upon individual to be a risk response owner for each particular risk. This person takes responsibility for allocating time, funds, and effort as needed for the risks involved. This person is also responsible for creating options to handle and control risks, building consensus on each risk resolution, and ensuring that they are time and cost effective.
Lastly, monitoring and controlling risk is the process of implementing the response plan for a particular risk, tracking and monitoring identified risk, identifying new risk, and evaluating the effectiveness of the risk response plan as the project progresses. There also needs to be dedicated time to develop alternative options or contingency plans if the scope or project changes or is modified in any way. All of this is the responsibility of the risk response owner, who ultimately reports all updates to the project manager to ensure that the project is a success. Project risk management can be a vital area to the success of a project. As projects grow larger, so does the importance of this plan as there tends to be more risk involved. How do you think that project procurement may have an effect on risk, or how risk may have an impact on procurement? How might this affect the overall project?